Hey there! In this video, I'll be walking you through the various material configuration options. Ready to get started? Let's jump right in! First, let's set up a new project with these specifications. Pause the video for this. Material configurations are defined via the group and shaft configurator for the entire elevator project. Alright, let's open the group and shaft configurator and head straight to the material configuration. As you can see, there are plenty of options to explore, but we'll take it step by step. Before we dive in, here's something you should know. All view frames use the classic material hatching setting in the properties, where the Type and Scale by Document option is applied. If you want to change that on an individual view frame, just set it to Type and Scale by Sheet Frame. To display the hatching, simply switch the Enable Section Plane option in the properties of the view frame to Yes. Keep in mind, the materials themselves won't be affected, but you can tweak the pattern, scale, and angle of the hatch. Now, let's focus on the shaft and machine room walls. Go to Material Configuration via the Group and Shaft configurator and click the button for shaft walls. The default setting is Classic, but changing it is super easy. Just select the wall elements with your mouse and pick the material you want from the drop-down menu. If you want to select all the walls, click the corresponding button or use the selection window to choose individual elements. If you need to clear your selection, just click in an empty area or the corresponding button. Let's try it out. Select the rear wall and the corner pillars and set the material to concrete. Done? Great! Now, head back to the material configuration and do the same for the machine room walls. Again, the default is Classic, but let's switch things up and choose Brick for all the wall elements. Next, we'll configure the materials for the pit and ceiling. The default setting is concrete, but like before, you can customize it. The first two rows are for the machine room and the last two are for the shaft. You've got the same predefined list of materials to choose from. In the next column, you can modify the height of the material, and the final column is where you set the pit floor and ceiling height. If you're working with multiple shafts, you can set individual materials for each one or check the box that says all shafts are equal to apply the same configuration across the board. Alright, let's move on to the floor levels. By default, the material is set to concrete. If you want to change the material across all floor levels, you can do so in the first row. Need more specific settings? No problem. Just remove the check mark for the desired floor level and make your adjustments. In the height column, you can set values for the material height, raw floor, and floor finish. The building floor levels column lets you select which floor level to create. In the same group, you can adjust the floor width and depth using the corresponding fields. Finally, let's talk about preferences. You can define your own materials and hatchings for use in DigiPara Liftdesigner. For 2D hatching, you can set the pattern, angle, and scale. For example, if we're working with glass, you can set the pattern to dots, the angle to 0, and the scale to 30. Then, for the 3D rendering, You'll set the surface to glass and the texture will automatically adjust. You can also control the angle, scale, global alignment and texture repetition. Simple, right? Thanks for watching!